Greetings and welcome to Unity in Harlem Sunday celebration. Reverend going to talk to you about God's presence, God's love, God's comfort, God's strength, and God's healing mercies for you. So sit back and relax. Denise Bostick will read the daily word for you. So enjoy. Bye.
Sunday, February 7th, 2021. Inner peace. I express the peace of God. Peace be still. With these words, Jesus claimed his authority and calmed the stormy waters. Following Jesus' example, I too claim authority. In a stressful moment, I center my awareness in the divine presence that lives in me and expresses through me. This divine presence is perfect life, love, and wisdom. It is peace that nothing and no one can disturb. No matter what may be happening around me, at the center of my being, there is always peace. It is an aspect of my divine inheritance, as near as my next thought. I release all fear and tension and embrace the peace of God. As I do, divine peace radiates from the center of my being. It clarifies my thoughts, calms my emotions, and relaxes my body. In every situation, I am a presence of peace. Those of steadfast mind you keep in peace. In peace because they trust in you. Isaiah 26:3.
Isaiah 55, verse 11 says, "So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose, and shall succeed in the thing for which I sent it." Unity affirmations speak to the power of our words, and particularly the power of I am. And so we say this affirmation every Sunday to affirm our divine nature. The words are on the screen, and I invite you to say them with me. I am an abundant, radiating center of God's love and light for peace, healing, and inner truth for all.
I'd like to thank Daniel Namad for creating this marvelous song called I'm Becoming. It reminds us that how there's a thread of connection, a thread of commonality that we are for each other and with each other. And thank you, Daniel, for the part of you that is me as I sing this song. And I have to do it a cappella because I haven't been able to find a background for it, but I think it's just that important to hear this. Isn't it like I've always wondered what I was made of, or is this really me? I've only recently discovered I've only stood in the shadows of expectations of me. Well, now I know there's no judge, there's no jury. And now I know I can take my own road. I've got a freedom I have never known. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is a story of my soul. Everyone's name is given. Nobody asks us who we really are. But after so many years of living, you wouldn't think that the answer would be so very far. I'm slow, I'm smart, I'm accounting, I'm art, I'm left brain or right, I'm a morning person or night. Well, maybe it's time to step outside those lines and see who I find. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is a story of my soul. The scariest thing is offending or disappointing everyone's vision of who I should be. But the only way home is to fly on my own till I know, till I see. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is coming home. Unbecoming is coming home. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel Namad, for writing this song that allows me to find the differences between ethnicity, age, love, hate, and all the things that are a part of my life. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Marie. And certainly that song fits our theme for the month, celebrating 402 years of literally unbecoming so many aspects of who we are as a people. And then it's the unbecoming, what we have learned in consciousness unfolding in this environment. A lifetime of unbecoming to discover our real true self. Let us take a moment and some time to relax and enter into the quiet. Enter into this space where we shut the door on the outside world. Shut the door on the inner chatter. And be in the most high place, the secret place. Get comfortable. Eliminate all distractions. Close your eyes. And think of your breath. Think of your breathing and connect to the rhythm of your breathing. Inhalation, exhalation. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Let the breath relax your mind, your body, your emotions. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And as thoughts continue to come across the screen of your mind, just gently let them go and return to the breath. Your key to relaxation. Breathe in, breathe out. Let your thoughts now be only of breathing in and breathing out. With every breath, feel yourself surrender more. Feel yourself sink into your seat. I breathe in, I breathe out. And take inventory of your body. Should there be any place that's uncomfortable, as you inhale, send the breath to that place, those places, and simply say, relax, be still, direct the breath. Your body becomes quiet, becomes more still, free of any uncomfortableness. And feelings that you may have brought with you to this time misunderstanding, stress, tense. That too, breathe in and exhale to those places in your body where you feel the stress, feel the tension, feel the tightness. Breathe in and exhale to the breath. Relaxing. Breathe the breath of life. Sink deeper into your seat. Release and let go. I release. I let go. Breathe in and feel your shoulders surrender. Let the breath be its perfect work. Release and let go. As you breathe in, feel the coolness of the breath. And now exhale. Releasing. Again, breathe in. Feel the coolness of the breath. And release. Let go. I am. God is. I am. I am present here, right now. I am the very presence of spirit here, right now. I see the presence of the spirit in the light that is on now. In that light are all my desires and hopes. I see them become that which they are meant to be. I see them in their perfection. I see them as I know them to be. Where there might be confusion, the light clears it away. Where there might be lack, light opens the door to the abundance I see. Where there might be dis-ease or disease, the light brings perfect wholeness, perfect health. Where there might be lack of harmony, the light comes forth with compassion, comes forth as love. I see the light. And I move into the center of the light. I am a brand new light, love and abundance. Prosperity and abundance. Health, wholeness, and abundance. All around me, all within me. I rest in this awareness for a few moments. I let the light surround me, encompass me, become me. And now I breathe in, and as I exhale, I feel the energy of spirit flow through my body. I am brand new. I breathe in again and exhale, feeling the energy and sensation. I am grateful. I am full of thanks for these moments in the quiet. in stillness of mind, body, and spirit. God is, I am. God is, I am. I'm returning to this place, feeling quiet, feeling restored to my full self, open and receptive for the good news right here, right now. In the name of our Rachel, Jesus the Christ. Yes and amen. Hello and welcome to you all. How happy I am we are together today. And I pray that being together and in our mind's eye, seeing one another, our time will unfold in marvelous and transforming ways. We begin a month of celebration in February 2020. This is a month of celebration of 402 years. Surely difficult years, but a celebration nonetheless. For it is a celebration of the self, the Christ self, in every instance of overcoming. And that's the celebration I want to talk about today. Celebrating yourself. I am a vision of celebration. Say those words to yourself. I am a vision of celebration. And what that can mean to you. And when you say it to yourself, what does it feel like? What does it really mean? And have I been in touch with it, this vision of celebration, and know it when it happens to me and offers hope and an affirming of who I am as a spiritual being. And in that knowing of myself as a spiritual being, my overcoming in the world that I live in becomes more than I could ever dream it could be. There are many individuals who get a sense of themselves as more than just a person, human person, regardless of any human descriptions or experiences that they may have. Some of them, it's an intuitive sense, and some of them, it comes out of those 402 years I spoke of, hardships, pain, anguish, and wondering, will this ever end? Walt Whitman, at the age of 16, wrote a long poem, Leaves of Grass. One of the poems at the very beginning is titled Song of Myself. The beginning of the poem begins with these words: I celebrate myself and sing myself. I celebrate myself and sing myself. And what I assume, you shall assume. For every atom belonging to me is as good belongs to you. Do we catch the meaning of his words at such a young age? What he got a hold of in his imagination, in his consciousness? I celebrate myself and sing myself. I sense that sometimes when I listen to Marie. I celebrate myself as I sing myself. And he makes this connection to everybody and everything. What he assumes about himself as a celebration of self, he assumes it for you. Why? Because he assumes you are like him. And he takes it to the level of our physical makeup. Every atom belonging to me is as good belongs to you. There's no difference between you and me. And that must come out of a spiritual understanding. Song of Myself is a joyous celebration of the human self expanded in creation. He affirms the divinity and sacredness of himself and the whole universe. There is no separation. No part of the universe, including everything, is separate from him. Now that is cause for celebration. It is a celebration of the spiritual, divine law in everyone. Maya Angelou is another person that gets a hint about this in her very, very familiar poem, Still I Rise. One portion goes like this: I am a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise into a daybreak that's wondrously clear. I rise, bringing the gifts of my ancestors they gave. I'm the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. So exactly what's rising? It is much more than the human dimension of life. Yet that is an incredible example, because she says, I bring the gifts of my ancestors, the gifts my ancestors gave. But no matter what, I rise to overcome, anchored in the now of experiences. The I of me rises over and over and over again. 402 years over. Again, I rise. I rise. Surely, in writing these words and just saying I rise brings the hope to continue. This self-actualization of the I and the demonstration of rising every time, no matter what. Sojourner Truth gave a speech at the 1851 Women's Convention titled, Ain't I a Woman? This happened in Akron, Ohio. She was really not on the program, but she was invited to come up and say a few words. Sojourner spoke about herself and how she saw herself as compared to a man. And so she said, as probably many of you know, she said such things as, I'm able to plow, I can plant, I can gather, lift stuff. At each illustration that she gave, she added, and ain't I a woman? Sojourner ended her speech saying this. She picked out a man in the audience and she said, that little man in black there, he says women can't have as much rights as men because Christ wasn't a woman. Well, what did he say that for? Where did your Christ come from? She said. Where did your Christ come from? Notice, she didn't say Jesus. She didn't say Jesus Christ. She said your Christ. Where did your Christ come from? She says from God and a woman. Man had nothing to do with it. So the metaphorical language in this is just all there for us to interpret. She gives him the due of humanity, but she goes much deeper than that. Where did your Christ come from? From God and woman. Man had nothing to do with it. In saying this, I believe she declared the Christ not linked to any gender. The Christ is. And so her question she's able to do and be from within herself, from this strength of the Christ. Where did your Christ come from, she says. It's important to understand the definition of celebrate in the context of divine spirit. I am a vision of celebration. Our title today has to do with how you see yourself as a divine being. It is seeing your perfection, and in that vision, you celebrate. If you have a perfection of yourself as a spiritual being, celebrate. In the New Testament, there's the story of Stephen, who was a follower of Jesus. During this time, this all occurs in the book of Acts, the movement, what we would call today the Christian movement, was growing, and the priest of the Sanhedrin, this is the Jewish council, they were becoming most anxious because Stephen was a good speaker, and he was bringing more and more people into the way, as they called it. They were anxious, and so they hired people to put out lies about what he was teaching. And so they called him before the council and asked him to defend himself. They did that with Jesus too, remember? Stephen gave a full history of the Hebrew people and how God had been with them, even when they refused to listen to the prophets over time. 400 years of them too. He ended his long defense with their refusal that they did not even believe Jesus. By this time, they were furious. However, what made them just go over the top was what he closed with. And the book of Acts says this, but Stephen, full of the Holy Spirit, looked up to heaven and the glory of God. Look, he said, I see the heaven open and the Son of Man standing at the right hand of God. At this, they dragged him out of the city and began to stone him. When they stoned him, he prayed, Lord, receive my spirit. He fell on his knees and cried out, Lord, do not hold this sin against them. When he said this, he fell asleep. When Stephen saw the heaven open and the Son of Man standing at the right hand of God, they knew him to be referring to himself. He was making himself one with God, and in that he was furious. For we understand there's only one Son, the I am, the Christ. And so he saw himself there in the presence of light, in the glory that he saw. The story about Stephen and his view of himself as the Son of Man is really no different from an icon we have of whom I will speak next. Stephen, seeing himself as the Son of Man, is the highest consciousness he could demonstrate, celebrating himself, celebrating his I amness, his oneness, his total self, one with God. So my next example, Martin Luther King Jr. his words from his last speech. I've been to the mountaintop. He's allowed me to go to the mountain, and I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. And I am happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen what? The glory of the coming of the Lord. Just like Stephen, he saw the glory. When Martin gave his speech, and it's a long one, he did almost the same as Stephen. Martin was in a friendly environment, however, and he began with recounting the history of African Americans over the course of time, emphasizing victories in the midst of pain. During the speech, he reflected on perhaps an untimely death for himself. He, like Stephen, was confronting their own mortality. Stephen in his vision, or MLK in his vision, came to men who were about to die, yet the essence of how they felt about themselves was in spirit celebration. No fear, no lashing out, no name calling, ready to take the next step of the will of God in them as they saw it. I am happy. There are challenges and questions for each of us as we tackle being a vision of saying, I am a vision of celebration. When viewed through the lens of human inadequacy, based on human experience, of course, the notion of seeing yourself as, I am a vision of celebration, sometimes is nowhere to be found. Each person, each of us must start with a faith that is strengthened in affirming these words. I am a spiritual being living in a spiritual world, governed by spiritual law. The affirmation taken in and believed at depth is a beginning to being a vision, seeing oneself as a vision of celebration. What is living in a spiritual world? How do you manifest living by spiritual law? Exactly. When you say to yourself, I'm a spiritual being, what are you saying? Jesus said, man does not live by bread alone, but by the word of God. By referring to himself as the Son of God, he is, as we are, the only begotten Son of God. All of us are the only begotten Son of God, Son of Man. In John 7:29, he says, I know him because I am from him. I am uppercase. I am from him. And it is I am that has sent me. It is I am that has sent you. Let us strive to be that vision of celebration, celebrating the I am presence in us with thanksgiving and allowing that to unfold and be that presence. The scripture says that when Stephen was being stoned, he actually shined. His face shined light. And when Martin gave that speech, his face too glistened. If you have ever looked at him closely, I am a vision of celebration. Blessings, my friends. Let us prepare for our prayer requests, tithes, and offerings. Center yourself in this divine light. Feel the glow and power of it within you. Release any disbelief and let go into the nature of who you really are. And in that space, in this moment, bring that request into your mind. See it in your mind's eye. See it unfolding from the divine source of you as it should unfold. See it coming into manifestation. As you release any doubt, release any limitation, know that it is already created in God's mind and simply awaits your call. And as it unfolds, it is the celebration of who you are as a child of creation, a child of God, born image and likeness, perfect in every way. We bless this consciousness and hold it in our mind and heart as spiritual beings. Let us now think about the gift that we would give. That too, in our mind's eye, hold it. Or perhaps hold it against your heart. And see it being given in the spirit. As I give, so I receive. See the gift. Grateful and thankful that spirit has flowed through you and given you the desire to give. Let that gift be an expression of who you are. And let it be received by Unity in Harlem with thankfulness. And that gift expands and grows 10 times over, blessing the lives of everyone that it touches. How we give thanks for the support of all of us, all of you, in the giving and the receiving for Unity in Harlem. Let the gift be an outworking of who you are as a spiritual being. And now listen to these words, and then you will repeat them with me after. Divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Shall we know it together? Divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. So be it. Let me share with you announcements today. Let me start with a notice that was sent out to many of you, and I hope you all got it. If you didn't, we'll send it again. And that is the African American celebration through unity.org, Unity Worldwide, Unity Headquarters. And our own Bob Poncé represented Unity in Harlem in 2 lovely videos of his thoughts about why African American Month and celebration and the meaning of unity as it relates to all of us. I am very grateful that he took the suggestion to contact them, and I am grateful to them for having him. You would be proud, and I'm sure we are proud as we looked at the 2 videos of Bob. Thank you, Bob. You put us on the map, the international map. Also, I would like to announce, starting yesterday, I guess it was, or the day before, on our Facebook is a new thought, something to tickle your intellect and imagination about truth. It is called Unity in Harlem Gospel Gram. Gospel Gram. And so if you go to our Facebook, you can click on Gospel Gram and read something. I would love to hear from you as to whether you like it or not, or some ideas that have been presented, and I will, send back my ideas. Unity in Gospel Gram. It will appear twice a month on Facebook. And the next I'd like to announce is about February 21st. That's the 3rd Sunday in this month, where Unity in Harlem has traditionally had its own program to celebrate we as African Americans. And this year, with the help and support, more than help, support of Marie Poncé, we will be highlighting African and African American composers. And so our Sunday together will be a program centered around 5 composers. I am asking for volunteers to present the composer, no more than 250 words, and then we will hear a selection of that composer. So far, 2 of you have come forth, Bernara Wynn and Nancy Causey. I'm looking for 3 more. As I go through our next announcements, give some thought. And oh, yes, in responding to that, as well as the Gospelgram, it is Carol Hunt at unityinharlem.org. Carol Hunt, unityinharlem.org. So while I'm doing the other announcements, think about the 21st, and 3 more composers are waiting for you. Now, I know you don't want to be left out, so let me know, perhaps in the fellowship that we have immediately after, or contact me. Join us for our sharing immediately after our service by Zoom. The ID is 698-428-2725 with the password 7777777. And if you dial in, the phone number is 929-205-6099. The same ID, Zoom ID, 698-428-2725. and the password. 7 sevens. Monday meditations continue for the month of February. You dial in 712-770-4169, and the PIN for that is 360-392 and pound. And you can dial in for that meditation for the week at any time. Our Tuesday study group continues with the study of Eric Butterworth's book, Spiritual Economics. We're having a wonderful time. On Zoom, it's the same number with the password, and by phone, the same number, 929-205-6099. And our Friday prayer circle. Zoom, same number, same password, same ID by phone. And if you go to our web shortcut for giving, you can bit.ly/Unity in Harlem Zoom. Next Sunday, Marian Gambardella will be with us, and the title of her talk is I Am a Manifestation of What Love Can Do. Reverend Marian. We look forward to it. And now we will have a selection by Marie, Corner of the Sky.
Thank you so much, Carol. We're all faced with the greatness that's within us and the yearning that causes. And I want to thank Bob for putting Amanda Gorman against the picture of Marcus Garvey to remind us of that, and also the marvelous talk that Carol Hunt just gave us. This is a song that we associate with Pippin and Ben Vereen. Everything has its season, everything has its time. Show me a reason and I'll soon show you a rhyme. Cats fit on the windowsill, children fit in snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in anywhere I go? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Everyone has his daydreams, everyone has his goal. We like the way things have us sticking to the soul. Thunderbirds have their lightning, nightingales have their song. I don't see why I don't want my life to be any more than long. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I like to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. So many seem destined to settle for something small. I won't rest until I know I'm gonna have it all. So don't ask me where I'm going, just listen when I'm gone. And far away you'll hear me singing softly to the dawn. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I'd like to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. That was the first Broadway show that I went to see on my own with my friends. Ben Vereen, Pippin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Marie. And thank you to Richard Granady and Denise Bostick, and of course, Bob, for our service and wonderful free flow of every.
Joyful Sunday to you too, Shawanda.
Yes, Shawanda, thank you. So time for the prayer of protection.
The
Bob.
light of
Of
God
God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace.
Okay. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
You're wonderful. You're wonderful too, Carol. Awesome.
By the way, Amanda Gorman will be reciting an original poem at the beginning of the Super Bowl broadcast today.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow. And it's so
I
cool
didn't
that,
ever look at it. I'm so glad you said something.
yeah,
Oh,
and it's so interesting that Bob would put Amanda Gorman, who my sense is that this is a Caribbean, and I'll go further to say Jamaican woman who is on the backdrop of Marcus Garvey, another
Caribbean.
Jamaican, Caribbean, living often, as I might say, living side by side with Native Americans, the Tainos. That's my folks.
Oh, okay.
Times
What
being them
station?
themselves.
I guess I'll get it on any station.
CBS.
CBS?
Yes.
Okay. What time? Since I'm asking all these questions.
I think like 6:30, something like that.
Yeah. We'll have our own indoor parties, hopefully.
All right.
Hey, folks.
Everyone,
So
wonderful being together. And please join us directly after this service on Zoom for our time of sharing. And again, there's the link numbers for you to jot down real quick.
Okay. See you there.
Blessings to everyone.